Hey there, this is Natalie, and it's time to take a look at Attack on Titan Season 4, Episode 7, or Episode 66 of the full Attack on Titan anime series, if you prefer. After the insane events of Episode 6, and the return of most of the Survey Corps, this was set up to be another intense episode, and plot-wise, it definitely had some big moments to talk about. But after the episode breakdown, I will be talking about the ongoing controversy around the production of Attack on Titan Season 4 by MAPPA, which certainly took some interesting turns this week. But I want to start with the positive. So first, let's look at the exciting stuff that happened in Season 4, Episode 7. As always, please consider helping me out by subscribing if you like this kind of content. I cover the Attack on Titan anime and the manga, as well as theories and analysis. Plus, I also cover the ReZero anime and web novel, as well as various content about other anime. I upload several new videos each week, and I really need the love. So please like this video, talk to me in the comments, and subscribe if you like this type of thing. Now, Attack on Titan Season 4 Episode 7 begins right where Episode 6 left off, with Galliard in his Jaws Titan form under attack from the Survey Corps led by Levi. Now Pieck arrives, having gone off to get her machine gun gear with the Panzer unit who ride on her back, and she fires on the Survey Corps, causing them to have to evade a barrage of bullets. Jean ends up diving into a building through a window, and from here he sees that the Beast Titan is also making his arrival to the battle scene. Eren is impaled on the Warhammer Titan's remaining spike, but he has Lara Taiba, who was controlling the Warhammer Titan, in her shell of Titan armour in his hand, hoping to eat her when he gets a chance. The Beast Titan approaches Eren slowly and then gives the order to kill them all, as Levi orders his guys not to die, before he himself goes in to attack Zeke, who is Levi's sworn enemy after the events of Season 3. After the OP, we see Falco emerge from a shell of Titan armour and see what happened to him and Reiner when Eren transformed, after this being left as a mystery in the last episode. Reiner transformed to protect Falco, but he's now in an unconscious state. Falco, who's horrified that his friend Kruger-san turned out to be public enemy number 1 Eren Yeager, speculates that maybe Reiner will only heal if he has the will to live, and tells him to remember that there are other people on his side out there, like Gabby, before heading out from the safety of Reiner's armoured shell again. Now we see Pieck giving orders to protect the Beast Titan. She can speak in her Titan form, like we've now seen the Warhammer and the Beast do, but Galliard, it seems, cannot, as he pops out of the back of the Jaws Titan to talk to her. Next we see Eren, and he can't currently eat Lara because she's completely crystallised like Annie, and he can't bite through that. He says though that she must have run out of energy because she's no longer attacking him even though his Titan is immobilised. He says that he still has plenty of moves left to play, exits his impaled Titan, and then transforms again into a fresh new Attack Titan body. Pieck now tells Galliard that there's no need for them to rush in. She says that the soldiers from Paradise will run out of fuel for their gear eventually, and there's no way for them to get out of the city, which by now the Marleyan troops have surrounded. He argues that the Founding Titan is right in front of them, and if they can stop it, then Paradise won't be able to start the rumbling. He thinks they can win in one move by killing and eating Eren. But Pieck says that having their trump card right in front of them is all the more reason to be cautious, and that the priority is to protect Zeke, their war chief. Zeke, hearing this, approves of Pieck's take on things. He knows she's best girl. But then he surprises her and everybody else by saying something strange. He says that Eren is not his enemy, and that Levi comes first. It's certainly a mystery at this point why the war chief would be more concerned with his personal grudge with Levi Ackerman than with taking back the Founding Titan, something that he had urged the Marleyan brass to consider the very highest priority when all of this began. Meanwhile, Falco runs past Ignored looking for help, and he finds Captain Magath, who he tells about Reiner's situation. Gabby arrives with the rifle she took from the dead guard in the last episode, but then things really kick off as we finally see Armin. Well, first we see the most sailory looking sailor ever told, then we see Armin, who transforms into the colossal titan, causing a massive explosion that decimates the Marleyan ships and sends a shockwave through Liberio. Interestingly, this being his role in the plan means Armin was not the blonde soldier with the beard who trapped Peake and Galliard, as a lot of people suspected. We still don't know who that was. With this, Galliard realises that the Survey Corps do have a plan to escape after all, and so he acts immediately, heading for Erin, though Mikasa is waiting for this, and she shoots into action too. At the same time, Levi attacks the Beast Titan's nape, cutting him and making him fall before blowing up his nape with a grenade. And Sasha manages to shoot the guy firing the machine gun on the Cart Titan's back. With the machine gun out of operation, but Peake now going for Sasha, Jean and the other Survey Corps members fire thunder spears into her. These kill the remaining Panzer unit guys on her back, but with the Cart Titan's high endurance, she manages to pull herself out of the fire and fall to the ground broken, next to where Magarth, Falco and Gabby are standing. Now we get the bumper screen for this episode, which talks about how the Survey Corps ODM gear has been upgraded in the past 4 years, in ways that were previously thought impossible. I guess we'll find out how they gained access to new technologies and materials once we find out more about what's been happening on the island during the time skip. The new ODM gear can mimic flight and is also equipped with pistols in addition to the swords, and with some soldiers being equipped to fire shells too. This is presumably because they knew after discovering the reality of the world 4 years ago that they would now need to fight human soldiers as well as titans, and the gear needed to be adapted for gunfights. Next, we get a good look at Armin's colossal titan. The heat coming off of it has caused total carnage, and as he gets out of his titan body and looks down at a dying boy, he wonders if Bertholdt saw the same kind of horrors when he attacked the walls. But Armin is lifted up out of the scene from above by an airship. Jean is now about to fire the death blow on the Cart Titan, but Falco steps out in front and begs him not to kill her as he fires down to shoot a thunder spear. Jean misses, and he isn't sure if it was because of the steam or because he missed on purpose because Falco's appeal had him shook. Peake manages to get out of her Titan form, but she's very badly damaged, and she tells Falco to escape. He won't leave her, however, and Magarth urges his soldiers, including Gabby now, to fight to protect her, as Falco moves her to a safer spot to heal. Galliard is now trying to fight Erin, and even though Erin's got Mikasa on his side, he notices how fast Galliard is, and how strong those jaws are, with Mikasa also noting that fighting him is nothing like the Jaws Titan Ymir had. Meanwhile, inside of a building, Gabby and Falco worry about how slowly Peake is healing, and then Gabby asks Falco about Reiner, who explains what happened to him, and that he thinks he should be left out of this fight. Gabby looks out of the window, against the advice of the one soldier standing awkwardly over them while they talk about their Titan shifter business, and is the first to notice the airship coming in. This is why Sasha and Connie were setting up lights in the last episode, and it turns out this plan was all Armin's idea. This is the first time we see Hanji post-time skip, so now the gang is pretty much all here. The airship is being flown by a new character called Onyankopon, and from his name and the fact he's the first black character we've seen outside of some of the dignitaries at Willie's party, we can assume he's a new ally from somewhere outside of Paradise Island. Does this mean that other countries in the world are actually helping the people of Paradise against Marley? Or is he part of a mercenary or rebel faction of some kind that's supporting them? It's going to be interesting to find that out. Hanji wonders if Armin was channeling the spirit of Erwin when he came up with this plan, so we can tell it's going to be a huge gamble. She says that they only have one chance to evacuate people, and any stragglers will have to be left behind. But Mikasa and Eren have managed to cut the legs off of Galliard's Jaws Titan, and as Eren tosses him around a bit, it begins to become apparent what his plan is. This bit was so cool in the manga, and it was great to see it animated. The look of horror on Galliard's face inside his Titan as he realised his skull was going to be used as a juicer, and Lara Tyburn's juice was what was going to be made. Gabby and Falco watch from the window in horror as Eren necks the pulped Warhammer Titan shifter, expecting him to eat Galliard next. We see Eren's eyes respond now, showing us that he's now eaten, or drank at least, enough of Lara to acquire the Titan shifter ability for himself. Eren can now form weapons on the fly out of Titan armour, but I'm sure he'll only use his powers for good. Gabby and Falco are so distressed by the sight of Eren about to eat Galliard too, who they cared about a lot more than Lara, of course, that they begin screaming out of the window for Reiner to help them. Their words do reach him in his immobile state beneath the stage, but all he can think is that he just wants them to leave him alone, to die in peace. But even in his depression, he still manages to fully transform now, and the armoured Titan staggers out to confront Eren. And that's where the episode ends. So, it seems like Reiner survived, but this week it's Zeke who we're left wondering about the status of. Levi did manage to do what should be enough to kill him, but we didn't really see what happened next with that, so it's hard to say that Zeke has definitely been taken out until we see a body. Presumably the Marleyans will have one of the surviving warrior candidates eat Zeke, if he has been killed, to keep control of the Beast Titan. Falco's brother Colt, who was chosen to succeed the Beast, wasn't seen in this episode, but was still alive in episode 6. So it could be that if he isn't around to do it in time, Gabby or Falco would need to eat him. We will just have to see what happens with that. Eren is racking up Titan abilities now though, having the Warhammer now as well as the Founder and the Attack Titan, and it looks like he could possibly take the Jaws and even the Armoured here, depending how this next fight goes. But with the airship on the way to recover the Survey Corps, maybe Eren will need to evacuate before there's a chance for him to take on, defeat and eat these two. It's gonna be another tense one with a lot of surprises next week in episode 8. Now that was this week's episode, but if you can stick around for a minute, I would really like to ask what you guys think about what's going on with the Attack on Titan fanbase at the moment. I know I've talked about the controversy around this season's production by Studio Mappa before, and how I really don't see what the problem is with it. So maybe I just don't get the strong feelings of disappointment some fans are having about the final season so far, because I actually like how it looks. And while the soundtrack isn't as epic as for previous seasons, other than the OP, which I really love, I think it's reasonable that the choices that were made. But even accepting that other people definitely don't like Mappa's take as much as I do, I really can't get being disappointed enough in what has not been an objectively terrible season to actually complain to, and in some cases attack, the people who worked on it. I can understand that people are passionate about this series. I mean, I'm passionate about it too. And I understand the feeling of being let down if something you've been looking forward to seeing adapted for a long time doesn't live up to your expectations. But you'll have to help me out here, because I really feel like I'm missing what's actually bad about it. Like bad enough that it would actually make someone turn on a series they previously loved that has a story this good. After episode 6, I was so hyped about it, I just wanted to watch it again. And I was thinking, I bet everyone loved this. But no, somehow what I thought was a great adaptation of one of the most iconic parts of the manga seemed to have more people complaining about it on the internet this week than redo of Healer. If it looked like Berserk 2016, or even had the drop-in quality of One Punch Man Season 2, I'd get people saying they still liked the story, but the inferiority of the animation was ruining it for them. But this isn't a case like that. There are plenty of people, including me, who like the production, and to be critical of something is one thing, but to actually grief the people who worked hard on it especially during a time when there were more logistical limitations than usual, well, it just seems like being, and I really hate this phrase, toxic fans. I'm just having a small rant here, not because I think that you guys watching this are the people doing that kind of thing, but because maybe if you're in the camp that really hates Mappa's adaptation, you can help me in my confusion about just what's so offensive about season 4. In any case, let me know what your thoughts are, both about the plot of the episode and the conversation around the production. And once again, please consider hitting the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again very soon.